first thing I noticed driving back this year were the gutters clogged with frozen brown debris, and the fact that the old porch swing is gone, replaced by a lattice meant for privacy. And I can smell the dusty pine from the box in the attic, and stale coffee brewing on the stove, trying to fill the silence where the laughing used to be, trying to light the darkness where we drove. There's a thin sheet of ice on the window pane, just like the winter we had no heat. And you swore up and down that the cold was magic, and we bundled up our failure in a blanket on the floor. We spent all of December wrapping tissue around time, trying to hold on to the light we left behind. But you can't box up the echo of a voice that's changed its tone, or the simple relief of not being alone. And maybe Christmas isn't heavy gold and silver, it's the fragile, forgotten things we made. The ghost of sticky fingers and the broken staples holding the weight of the paper chain that we laid. I found the ceramic angels tucked into a tin, all chipped and one is missing its left wing. Remember when we swore we saw a shooting star? We were searching for the kind of joy that the carols sing. Now I realize the magic wasn't in the altitude or the specific way the snow fell that night. It was only that we never doubted gravity or worried if the bulbs were strung too tight. We believed in temporary perfection, like a promise whispered into candlelight. And I'm standing here staring at the empty wall socket that used to hold the biggest, brightest light. Oh, we spent all of December wrapping tissue around time, trying to hold on to the light we left behind. But you can't box up the echo of a voice that's changed its tone, or the simple relief of not being alone. And maybe Christmas isn't heavy gold and silver, it's the fragile, forgotten things we made. The ghost of sticky fingers and the broken staples holding the weight of the paper chain that we laid. This street looks the same, but the houses are breathing slower. We're all just grown-up kids in borrowed flannel shirts, trying to play the part from the faded photograph where no one understood how badly growing hurts. We keep looking for the blueprint, the specific arrangement that once gave the illusion of control. But the only thing remaining is the simple understanding. The warmth we seek is woven in the soul. Oh, we spent all of December wrapping tissue around time, trying to hold on to the light we left behind. But you can't box up the echo of a voice that's changed its tone, or the simple relief of not being alone. And maybe Christmas isn't heavy gold and silver, it's the fragile, forgotten things we made. The ghost of sticky fingers and the broken staples holding the weight of the paper chain that we laid. Just the silence now, the furnace sighing, and the low hum of a single unbroken bulb hanging in the hallway. It's hanging there, just barely holding on. Oh, just barely holding on. calendar pages are too thin now. They fold themselves into the rearview mirror, and I'm driving the flatlands again, chasing down that low sun colder and clearer. It catches the dust mote still floating air above the cracked dash of the pickup truck. I swear I can almost smell pine needles drying there by the radiator where the floorboards buck. It wasn't the bells or the perfect snowfall or the carol on the radio station. It was a steady, worn out heart of it all, the quiet, tired expectation, that hollow sigh of the furnace kicking in, the specific light on the kitchen linoleum floor. That's the season I'm trying to hold on to, friend, not the thing we buy in the department store. I remember the year the tree stood crooked, leaning hard against the plaster wall. My mother swore she didn't even look at the price tag before the pine needles fall. We had a scratched up vinyl record spinning slow, some country singer singing low and sweet. We wrapped the lights around the shadows of the window, the only warmth found on that icy street. It wasn't the bells or the perfect snowfall or the carol on the radio station. It was the steady, worn out heart of it all, the quiet, tired expectation, that hollow sigh of the furnace kicking in, the specific light on the kitchen linoleum floor. That's the season I'm trying to hold on to, friend, not the thing we buy in the department store. We try to box up sentiment like silver, we pack it safe beneath the attic eaves, but memory is a cold, reluctant river, and it only moves on the day it believes. You can't recreate the angle of the porch light or the way the dust settled on that specific chair, but for a moment, crossing the dark of the night, you feel the ghost of that small piece everywhere. The sun is gone now, it's the indigo hour, just the engine humming, carrying the load, and I'm almost home, close enough to surrender to the long silent mercy of the road, the mercy of the road. Yeah. house breathes slow, draped in linen white and gray. I came back to check the locks and watch the daylight stray across the floorboards where the varnish wore too thin. And the quiet is a pressure I can't seem to let back in. The air is sharper here than memory allowed. Just the hum of the old refrigerator and the absence of a crowd. I peel the plastic off the couch and let the dust motes rise, chasing ghosts of cinnamon behind my tired eyes. I'm looking for the map in the static of the string lights, trying to find the key to those essential December nights. It's not in the carol on the radio dial, it's just a ghost of something warming for a little while. This grown-up Christmas is too quiet and too clean. It lost the frantic, messy magic in the space between. I found the cardboard box marked stardust and pine, the little crooked shepherd you swore was truly divine. He's got one eye missing and a beard made out of twine. I remember your hands, how they fumbled with the wire, swearing that this year the angel would sit higher. And that was the last time we all stood beneath the eaves, before the separate highways pulled us out among the leaves. We traded shared traditions for our own separate ways, and the weight of history became too much to raise. I'm looking for the map in the static of the string lights, trying to find the key to those essential December nights. It's not in the carol on the radio dial, it's just a ghost of something warming for a little while. This grown-up Christmas is too quiet and too clean. It lost the frantic, messy magic in the space between. We chase a feeling in the stores and the hurried marketplace. We believe that joy is something purchased for a specific place. But I think it was the friction, the argument, the necessary noise, the shared exhaustion of those frantic, hopeful girls and boys. The ritual broke when we learned how to stand alone, and the warmth left the kitchen when the table cleared the stone. The shadows grow too long against the pane of glass. I didn't come here hoping that the history would pass, just to touch the peeling paint and remember how it felt before the expectation was the only thing that melted. The tree stand waits empty by the chimney flue. It won't be filled this year, but I guess I always knew. I close the lid on the memory, feel the chill creep in the air. I light a single match just to prove that something's there, just for the sulfur smell, just for the fleeting perfect light, just to know that even silence burns quick and sharp and bright. And I leave the porch light on, no one is coming home, just a promise whispered to the wood and the falling snow. paid the fare down a third street. The window pane was frosted white. Every street lamp wore a halo, burning back the longest night. My suitcase heavy with the distance, and gifts I'd wrapped too tight to bear. Walking past the dormant gardens, breathing in the bitter air. It's the quiet that hits the hardest, and when the highway noise has finally died, and you remember why you left here and why you always have to hide. Oh, it's that low hum beneath the floorboards, the sound that never left this place. The smell of cedar and old pipe smoke, and the dust on mother's lace. It's a borrowed light from childhood that the years can't quite eclipse. Just the memories settling heavy on my cold and quiet lips. The tree is leaning slightly sideways in the exact spot where it stood. Dad's worn out flannel shirt hangs by the mantel just like it should. They taped the old cracked star together, the one we swore we'd toss one year. But familiarity's the warmest blanket when the turning calendar brings fear. We talk about the stocks and weather, try to keep the narrative slow, but we're grown-up ghosts in borrowed sweaters, tiptoeing through the things we know. Oh, it's that low hum beneath the floorboards, that sound that never left this place. The smell of cedar and old pipe smoke, and the dust on mother's lace. It's a borrowed light from childhood that the years can't quite eclipse. Just the memories settling heavy on my cold and quiet lips. The fire crackles out of rhythm, it doesn't roar, it only sighs. And we all know the fragile secret hiding in each other's eyes. Then maybe the magic is just effort, maybe the silver dust is cheap, but we hold these broken traditions just for promises we keep. We keep them for the boy that missed us, we keep them for the ghosts we bring, just hoping for one quiet hour before the mandatory cheer begins. Oh, it's that low hum beneath the floorboards, the sound that never left this place. The smell of cedar and old pipe smoke, and the dust on mother's lace. It's a borrowed light from childhood that the years can't quite eclipse. Just the memories settling heavy on my cold and quiet lips. The tinsel catching the light now in the dark familiar room, and the house is breathing soft and slow, holding back the coming gloom. Just waiting for that 3rd Street bus again to pull me back into the night and leave the ghosts of childhood standing in the low yellow holiday light. Yeah, standing in the light.
The heating oil is thin this year, the furnace sighs and clicks. The calendar still hangs on 98, held up by rusted tacks. I came back chasing comfort that I swore I left beneath this roof. But the hallways look like strangers now, and the silence tells the proof. I found the same ceramic phone my sister broke and glued again. And the radio stuck whispering low, a scratchy, distant hymn. We spent forever hunting down the magic, the perfect light strung up on every pine, believing joy was sealed within a cardboard box, kept hidden in the corner, safe from time. But the magic wasn't in the cellophane and wrapping. The snow globe cracked 2 decades back, you see. The quiet, sudden truth I'm finally grasping is the magic was just you and just me. Dust devils dancing in the afternoon slant on the floorboards here. I pulled the old Kodak slide machine out from under a souvenir, and there's Dad standing by the maple tree, holding up the camera's flash, projecting 1985 onto the wall. A hurried yellow dash. We were loud and clumsy, wearing sweaters hand knitted, slightly tied, caught forever in the glare of cheap incandescent light. Before the miles stretched out like shadows, before the arguing began, when a simple sticky candy cane could feel like part of God's own plan. We spent forever hunting down the magic, the perfect light strung up on every pine, believing joy was sealed within a cardboard box, kept hidden in the corners, safe from time. But the magic wasn't in the cellophane and wrapping. The snow globe cracked 2 decades back, you see. The quiet, sudden truth I'm finally grasping is the magic was just you and just me. We try to bottle up the feeling, tie it tight with ribbon and with tape. We mourn the ghost of laughter that the distance didn't let escape. But nostalgia's just a broken mirror, reflecting what you wanna find. And holding on to perfect moments only slows the hands of time. This year the empty space between us is wider than the carols claim. Just the rustling paper and the whisper of an old forgotten name. We spent forever hunting down the magic, the perfect light strung up on every pine, believing joy was sealed within a cardboard box, kept hidden in the corners, safe from time. But the magic wasn't in the cellophane and wrapping. The snow globe cracked 2 decades back, you see. The quiet final truth I'm finally grasping is the magic was just you and just me. Just the hum of the refrigerator and the tinsel dull and static. It's waiting for a feeling. It won't come home. It won't come home. It won't come home.
breath is thin, it doesn't fight the cold much now. The scent of dried out pine and dust clings like a habit to the air. I watch the moon skip on the sill, tracing the flaws in frosted glass. Just waiting for the turning year, waiting for the shadows to pass. I wrapped a single perfect gift in paper bought back in July, and listened hard to hear the ghost of 1,000 greetings floating by. It's the pine needle arithmetic, counting the years by the drop, trying to measure the distance from when the magic wouldn't stop. We were just kids in the warm glow, believing the myth was true. And all I can hear now is the soft sigh of what we grew into. The math is always heavy when you subtract what you've lost from what remains, counting the falling pine needles in the dust of the window panes. I remember 10 years old, watching the headlights sweep the road, my uncle tuning the cheap guitar, carrying an impossible load. We'd press our faces to the pane and map the neighbors' colored strings. You always swore the blue ones burned the brightest, happiest things. We'd sit up late for certain songs, the ones that had a minor key. The light reflecting off the snow made everything look vast and free. And when the house finally grew quiet, we'd sneak a look at the empty floor before the tired dawn arrived, before we had to want anymore. It's the pine needle arithmetic, counting the years by the drop, trying to measure the distance from when the magic wouldn't stop. We were just kids in the warm glow, believing the myth was true. And all I can hear now is the soft sigh of what we grew into. The math is always heavy when you subtract what you've lost from what remains, counting the falling pine needles in the dust of the window panes. Now the valley's just dark and the roads are too slick for the traveling song, and the weight isn't held by the tree anymore, but by realizing where we went wrong. Maybe the silence is just proof that some stories only happen once. You can't repack the wonder or find the key to that old response. We only held on to the memory because the ritual was too fragile to keep. The house is empty now, but safe, buried under blankets of sleep. It's the pine needle arithmetic, counting the years by the drop, trying to measure the distance from when the magic wouldn't stop. We were just kids in the warm glow, believing the myth was true. And all I can hear now is the soft sigh of what we grew into. The math is always heavy when you subtract what you've lost from what remains, counting the falling pine needles in the dust of the window panes. The glass is still cold, the memory is warm, just one more breath of dried out pine. And I finally stopped counting the needles this time. Just let the weight fall away. Wait for the year to let go. Wait for the year to let go. an old car is pulling low, 4 miles an hour through the slow, unfamiliar snow that blankets sidewalks I once knew by heart. The main street's still the same dull brown. The only change I see in town is where the old bookstore burned down. They built a sterile coffee mart. And I came back here chasing ghosts, the kind of quiet that almost refuses to believe the boast that time is always moving fast. The front door key is worn and thin, the lock is sticking when I spin, and the dust that greets me walking in is heavier than the past. 'Cause Christmas isn't always bright, a sudden blinding festive light. It's often just the pale moonlight reflecting off a window pane. It's the simple truth beneath the rush, the silence when the carols hush. It's just a patient, steady crush, a low flame season in the rain. It's the low flame season, yeah, the hum beneath the veneer, the only thing that really stays here. Found the box behind the trunk where faded memories were sunk, next to the plastic star that shrunk beneath the attic summer heat. The paper garlands worn and weak, the painted angel with the bleak expression that she couldn't speak, resting near my father's feet. I remember him with careful hands untangling all the wired strands, and swearing that the whole year stands inside this careful, fragile show. And I remember thinking then, before I learned the rules of men, that you could simply pause the wind if you just hold the things you know. 'Cause Christmas isn't always bright, a sudden blinding festive light. It's often just the pale moonlight reflecting off a window pane. It's a simple truth beneath the rush, the silence when the carols hush. It's just a patient, steady crush, a low flame season in the rain. It's the low flame season, yeah, the hum beneath the veneer, the only thing that really stays here. And all the things we thought we lost, the dreams we threw away at cost, are waiting here beneath the frost, not demanding to be fixed. You don't rebuild the fire now, you just attend to the vow that memory can still allow the quiet spaces to be mixed with the messy present, the hollow floor, the missing picture on the door. It doesn't have to be perfect anymore. 'Cause Christmas isn't always bright, a sudden blinding festive light. It's often just the pale moonlight reflecting off a window pane. It's a simple truth beneath the rush, the silence when the carols hush. It's just a patient, steady crush, a low flame season in the rain. It's the low flame season, yeah, the hum beneath the veneer, the only thing that really stays here. I plug the old string lights in slow, just 20 bulbs begin to glow, a gentle yellow weary show, and that's enough, I let it go. The low flame season, the low flame season. Big box stores are humming loud, a manufactured cheer for the modern crowd. But I'm tracking mud across the worn oak floor and stacking boxes I haven't touched since before. Before the year the paint peeled off the railing, before the simple faith started failing, I'm untangling strings of cheap electric red that look like arteries when they're draped across the bed. And the ghost of pine sap clings to the drywall, smelling like the memory of it all. It wasn't velvet, it wasn't gold, it was threadbare magic years ago and cold. Just the flicker of a single dented ornament, and the way the cheap acoustic guitar lament filled the spaces where the silence might have stung. We didn't need the carols to be sung, just a static hush before the needle found its groove in that low amber glow, gentle proof of 40 watts of winter light. Found that old record sleeve today, the one we played to chase the cold away. It wasn't Bing Crosby or some choir of renown, it was Dad's scratch copy of Blue Turned Down. He said the minor keys kept the wolves at bay better than some saccharine holiday. And the crackle on track 5, I still hear it sometimes, a skip drum beat keeping perfect time. It played the background of burnt sugar smells, paper chains we made ourselves. It wasn't velvet, it wasn't gold, it was threadbare magic years ago and cold. Just the flicker of a single dented ornament, and the way the cheap acoustic guitar lament filled the spaces where the silence might have stung. We didn't need the carols to be sung, just a static hush before the needle found its groove in that low amber glow, gentle proof of 40 watts of winter light. Now I can't afford the 1,000 tiny bulbs, the ones that mimic candlelight and soul. Problem of darkness with a hefty price tag, but I miss the quiet desperation and the lag between the turning of the dial and the first sweet sound, when we were grateful for what little we had found. That small house held the whole horizon, we didn't worry if the world might end. I'm sitting here with a tree half dressed, trying to capture that sweet uncomplicated rest, and I keep turning off the blinding modern strands, just to remember the warmth held in those hands, and that low, low glow, 40 watts of winter light. Burning slow, burning slow. The air in the attic is thin and cold, smells like cedar shavings and stories half told. I pull the rubber bin marked fragile, do not tip. The tape gives way with a low dry rip, and here they are, the ghosts of our past, tinsel strands that were meant to last, a cardboard deer with one broken horn, looking weary and beautifully worn. I'm not chasing snow or wishing for gold, just that specific shade of quiet that the memory holds. It's the ghost of a feeling this season brings back, a warmth I can't plug in or purchase on track, or to recapture that low lamp glow from 25 Decembers ago. The string of clear bows is tangled up tight, half of them dead, refusing the light. They lie across the box like old fishing line, next to the faded blue photo in 1989. I remember the kitchen radio humming a strange B-side, the scent of flower where the window pane dried, Mom humming off key, the fire sinking low, and the shadows stretching out past the threshold slow. I'm not chasing snow or wishing for gold, just that specific shade of quiet that the memory holds. It's the ghost of a feeling this season brings back, a warmth I can't plug in or purchase on track, oh, to recapture that low lamp glow from 25 Decembers ago. We try to rewind the tape to the moment of grace, to fit expectation back into that place, but the voltage is different when the faces are gone and the simple joy is replaced by the dawn of realizing that simple things break for the sake of the years that time has to take. You can buy new ornaments, shiny and steep, but the ghost of the light are the promises we keep. I gently unhook a bell made of lead, the one we used to hang right above Dad's head. It doesn't ring now, just clicks, metallic and low, a silent reminder of how fast the years flow. I wrap the threadbare velvet back up in tissue, handling the weight of everything I miss you. The attic door closes on dust and regret, just the sound of the window glass settling yet. Maybe next year I'll just light one candle plain white and call that enough December light, and call that enough.
station wagon shuddered past the mailbox, rusted clean. Another year has banked the fire of the time that lies between. And the porch light throws a yellow halo on the chipped and frozen paint, where the memory of perfect sugar cookies makes a weary saint. The floorboards groan beneath my weight, the furnace coughed and caught, and everything here smells of attic air and lessons dearly bought. The radio is playing something tinny, bright and loud, but I'm standing silent in the center of a temporary crowd. And I'm searching for the ghost of Christmas, when the glow was true and deep, before the weight of everything you promised was a secret that you keep. It's not the snow outside, the pain, or the ribbon spun in gold. It's just the sound of two slow heartbeats in a house that's getting old. Oh, I'm digging through the pine needle dust and hoping I still might find the filament that powered that one perfect, fragile life. Found the box behind the coats, marked ornaments, year 83, held shut with curling masking tape, whispering history. There's the one my sister made, a ceramic chip that's cracked and brown, held together with cheap glitter that the years won't let fall down. I didn't choose the silver star or the glass ball painted blue, but the mismatched flicker of the bulbs we always struggled through. We never had the flawless tree they show you in the magazines, just tangled wires and burnt out strands and faded hopeful scenes. And I'm searching for the ghost of Christmas, when the glow was true and deep, before the weight of everything you promised was a secret that you keep. It's not the snow outside, the pain, or the ribbon spun in gold. It's just the sound of two slow heartbeats in a house that's getting old. Oh, I'm digging through the pine needle dust and hoping I still might find the filament that powered that one perfect, fragile light. Maybe the silence is the gift when the frenzy starts to cease and the noise of wanting fades into a hollow, quiet peace. The present is an underwrapping paper, taut and bright. It's just the fact we made it back to stand here in this light. We held this tired, common space while the years spun down the drain, and we didn't need a miracle to make the feeling stay. Just the filament that powered, just the sound of breathing deep, just the promise that you keep, the smell of dust and dying pine, and knowing that you're still entirely mine.
The 3 a.m. Greyhound coughs exhaust onto the curb. The same cracked asphalt I left back in The neon sign above the diner flickers on the word. Always a tired promise worn down by the time. And the corner clock is still 3 minutes fast, ticking like a thread. I pull the collar of my father's old coat tight. The whole street smells like pine and concrete and regret. Underneath the thin blue filter of the street light, it's December's quiet hum, a frequency I can't outrun. These lights are strung up tight, but they don't hold the warmth they held tonight. Just an echo in the hallway where the memory used to stand, a ghost in the geometry of this familiar land, waiting for a whisper that the season can't supply, while the rest of the world goes rushing by. I found the record player dusted underneath the stairs, and put the old burlap scratchy vinyl on. The static hisses louder than the carols now it wears the silence down, marking where the real sound is gone. I remember you would measure every strand of tinsel bright, insisting that the shimmer had to catch the ceiling fan. You taught me how to find the star and hang it just right, holding up the whole cold winter in the palm of your hand. It's December's quiet hum, a frequency I can't outrun. These lights are strung up tight, but they don't hold the warmth they held tonight. Just an echo in the hallway where the memory used to stand, a ghost in the geometry of this familiar land, waiting for a whisper that the season can't supply, while the rest of the world goes rushing by. They say you shouldn't grieve when the calendar demands a smile, that hope should bloom like forced hyacinths in the cold. But how do you realign a heart after a mile, when the story that defined the winter can't be told? It's not the packages or the ribbons that I crave, it's just the empty space where the heavy laughter used to ring, the silent chair beside the mantelpiece we couldn't sit. It's December's quiet hum, a frequency I can't outrun. These lights are strung up tight, but they don't hold the warmth they held tonight. Just an echo in the hallway where the memory used to stand, a ghost in the geometry of this familiar land, waiting for a whisper that the season can't supply, while the rest of the world goes rushing by. Just a needle dragging on the inner groove now, the sound of acceptance somehow, a cold cup of tea sitting on the windowsill. Everything is perfectly quiet and perfectly still. In December's quiet hum, I guess I'm home. place and I'm home. Headlights cut the falling snow just past the rusted mailbox slow. The porch light is the same weak yellow glow. It was 15 years ago. The cold air smells of wood smoke and retreat, dust in the cracks in the cracked concrete street. It's the quiet kind of dark that blankets sound, where memory is the only thing profound. I found the kitchen key beneath the ceramic deer, and every lock turning feels like shedding a year. The scent of pine needles, brittle and dried, where the ghosts of old laughter still try to hide. We built a fortress out of pine needles entwined against the long dark stretch of the calendar line, and the silence in the wallpaper hums a hymn. The window pane is frozen from the inside out and dim. It's not the feast we wait for, the bells that chime. It's just the steady ticking of remembered time in this fragile wooden frame, held together by the cold and the stories we were never brave enough to be told. I pulled the string on the bulb above the stairs and startled up a dozen hidden prayers. Found the box of lights in the attic dust, frail wires held together by a trust. The ones that glowed amber, not blue and sharp, by the needles scratching on the portable harp that played Bing Crosby muffled and low. I miss the sound of mama's easy rhythm, you know. I run my finger down the height marks on the door, trying to trace the person I don't feel anymore. The ghost of sticky varnish and chipped enamel paint, a faded echo of a teenage saint. We built a fortress out of pine needles entwined against the long dark stretch of the calendar line, and the silence in the wallpaper hums a hymn. The window pane is frozen from the inside out and dim. It's not the feast we wait for or the bells that chime. It's just the steady ticking of remembered time in this fragile wooden frame, held together by the cold and the stories we were never brave enough to be told. I keep looking for footprints leading to the door of the person I thought I was maybe a decade before. But the snow is too deep now, the trail has gone cold. Maybe we just get handed new stories when the old ones unfold. Maybe the miracle isn't in finding the light, but in knowing which candle to leave burning through the night. Just enough flame to see the frost collect on the sill, know that what's broken holds the quiet still. Just the slow drip, drip of the melted ice, paying the quiet, familiar holiday price. The sun will rise thin, pale and slow on the dust of December and the settling snow. The settling snow. All gleam on the borrowed truck and the highway dream. I took the last exit marked hometown west and felt that old familiar pressure on my chest. The street lights wear halos thin and gray, like promises we made and couldn't keep away. The maples look look smaller than I remember them at 10. And I'm just tracing lines I learned way back then. And I keep driving past the houses lit up bright, searching for the wattage of a long lost night. I'm looking for the ghost light of December on the sill, the quiet little hum that made the spinning world stand still. But the memory's a mirror, warped by time and speed. I only find the echo of what I truly need. The key still hides beneath the chip brick jar. It smells like cedar and dust when I push the heavy door. The tree is standing crooked, just the way it always did, hiding the broken ornament Mom has always hid. And Dad is on the sofa, wrapped up in his wool. He tells the same old story about the frozen swimming pool. We sip the spice cider, pretending that we haven't aged, just flipping through the same dog-eared familiar page. And I keep driving past the houses lit up bright, searching for the wattage of a long lost night. I'm looking for the ghost light of December on the sill, that quiet little hum that made the spinning world stand still. But the memory's a mirror, warped by time and speed. I only find the echo of what I truly need. It wasn't the gifts I waited for, or the snow in the yard. It was the brief, impossible feeling that nothing here was hard. It was a simple, sturdy notion that we were rooted deep, while the rest of the world outside was just learning how to sleep. And now I realize the only thing that changes when I leave is the kind of fragile truth I'm willing to believe. But I keep driving past the houses lit up bright, searching for the wattage of a long lost night. I'm looking for the ghost light of December on the sill, the quiet little hum that made the spinning world stand still. But the memory's a mirror, warped by time and speed. I only find the echo of what I truly need. The radio is playing something quiet and low, a song that everybody here already knows. And the little bulb they left on in the window pane will burn until the morning. And the heavy winter rain, it'll burn until the morning. Just the light and the silence, the drive was 9 hours of static and gray, the kind of winter sky that steals the breath away. I parked the truck and saw the porch light dim, that single yellow bow that always looked like him. The lock still sticks at a quarter turn, and the scent of pine needles that nobody can burn is mixed with the faint ghost of wood smoke and moth hiding deep in the antique tablecloth. It's just this house built higher than the hill, where the ghosts of Christmas past are standing still. And I remember 17 and all the things I swore I wouldn't wait a year to tell you anymore. But the fire knows the rhythm, and the chairs are worn the same, and the silence carries every single name. My uncle's lights are strung too high again, just a tangled constellation meant to compensate for when the lowest branches started turning brown too soon. I found the small clay angel that I made that afternoon, back when I was 7, heavy-handed and absurd, hanging right beside a note written in your hand, unspoken word. It said, don't forget the warmth beneath the glass. I guess some lessons simply never pass. It's just this house built higher than the hill, where the ghosts of Christmas past are standing still. And I remember 17 and all the things I swore I wouldn't wait a year to tell you anymore. But the fire knows the rhythm, and the chairs are worn the same, and the silence carries every single name. We used to think the cheer was in the noise, in the rustle of the paper, the shiny fleeting toys. But time just strips the polish off the veneer, and you find the holy simple thing held here. It's the way the shadow falls upon the wall, while the furnace kicks and answers every call, and the wrapping paper stacks are getting thinner every year. But the reason that we gather still feels clear. The fire knows the rhythm, the chairs are worn the same, and the silence carries every single name. Just a quiet light in the attic window, slowly fading soft and slow. One more year, down here, down here.
Porch light wore a halo of brown moths long deceased. Just above the wreath my mother hung a ribbon frayed and creased. I tried the kitchen latch the way I have since 1994, and the cedar floorboards screamed hello right when I crossed the door. The air inside is thick with pine and old citrus rind, a familiar pattern etched upon the frame of my own mind. But I am 20 years of roads and cities in between, and I stand inside this memory, just watching the scene. And the season turns the key, unlocks the hidden ache, for the promises the past was certain it would make. We string the same tired lights across the mantelpiece, trying to hold the year together, begging time to cease. This Christmas, it just measures the distance I have flown, a beautiful temporary structure that I've outgrown. Dad is in his armchair, the one with the worn-out springs. He's listening to the static hum the radio brings. He doesn't ask me where I've been or why I stayed away. He just hands me a chipped mug of coffee, steaming up the day. He says the clock is fast again, I need to climb and fix it. I see the silver in his hair, the fear that he will miss it, the simple fragile balance of this fragile fading space, where every ornament holds weight and time has lost the race. And the season turns the key, unlocks the hidden ache, for the promises the past was certain it would make. We string the same tired lights across the mantelpiece, trying to hold the year together, begging time to cease. This Christmas, it just measures the distance I have flown, a beautiful temporary structure that I've outgrown. Maybe home is less about the square footage or the name, and more about the willingness to step into the flame, to see the wrinkles on the tablecloth and love the way they lie, to know the things you chase outside will never satisfy, because the real magic lives in how the dust rests on the pane, and the certainty that nothing pure will ever truly stay the same. And the season turns the key, unlocks the hidden ache, for the compromises the present finally has to make. We string the same tired lights across the mantelpiece, trying to hold the year together, begging time to cease. This Christmas, it just measures the distance I have flown, a beautiful temporary structure that is now my own. The radiator sighs, a sound that always brings me back, a low metallic comfort found along this beaten track. I watch the glow beneath the door, I watch the shadows crawl, and for one quiet night I stop trying to have it all. I just listen for the silence, I just listen for the silence.
The air is thick with old dust and pine, and the cheap foil tinsel we strung out on the line. We bought this tree too late, it sheds a needle shower, a fragile kingdom for a single quiet hour. The window pane is fog with yesterday's breath, and the old radiator ticks a low sound like death. But the vinyl's spinning low, a scratch on the song, telling us we belong, telling us we belong. And we let the 40-watt start tonight. It's just enough glow to forget the cold outside. We're carving peace from the incandescent light, where all the sharp edges fade and gently hide. It's a temporary truce with the world we inherit. This small worn-out joy, this quiet spirit. I pull the box of brittle ornaments down, wrapped up in comics from a long-gone town. There's the one your mother painted, gold on the clay. A little heavier every year we mark the day. You pointed out the bulb that burned out last week, a single dark space where the memory used to speak. We laughed about the time we tried to string the lights high, and swore we could see that moment frozen in your eye. And we lit the 40-watt star tonight. It's just enough glow to forget the cold outside. We're carving peace from the incandescent light, where all the sharp edges fade and gently hide. It's a temporary truce with the world we inherit. This small worn-out joy, this quiet spirit. The city is running on adrenaline and speed, buying up the promise of every single need. But the magic isn't in the rush or the cellophane wrapper. It's in the slow, familiar rhythm of the dust trapper. It's just the sound of two people breathing low, watching the shadows sway and softly grow, knowing that this specific humble grace won't ever be replaced. Star tonight. It's just enough glow to forget the cold outside. We're carving peace from the incandescent light, where all the sharp edges fade and gently hide. It's a temporary truce with the world we inherit. This small worn-out joy, this quiet spirit. Cold comes back in the morning. I know that much is true. But for now, the hum of the fridge and the light shining through, the 40-watt star still shining. still shining for you. The attic stair groans underneath my weight. It's been 10 years since I left this state, but the cedar dust remembers my hand as I pull the latch on the promised land. It's just a box tied up with twine and tape, but inside there's no room for escape from the ghosts that gather when the year gets short and memories hold court. And it's the hum of that old flood glow that takes me back 20 years ago. The sapphire string tangled tight since '94, illuminating things that matter more than the rush in the calendar page. Just a perfect stillness in an empty stage, a crooked tree and the floorboards cold, the simple beauty that refuses to grow. I remember when the branches barely bent beneath the weight of borrowed sentiment. We didn't have the matching ornaments then, just construction paper and broken fountain pens. Dad tried to hide the frayed spots with tinsel gold, a story of survival quietly told. We'd wait up late listening for the sound of the only train that ran through this town. And it's the hum of that old floor glow that takes me back 20 years ago. The sapphire string tangled tight since '94, illuminating things that matter more than the rush in the calendar page. Just a perfect stillness in an empty stage, a crooked tree and the floorboards cold, the simple beauty that refuses to grow old. They sell nostalgia now on every corner store display, but they forget the quiet grace we threw away. The expectation is so heavy, lined with silk and thread, but the truest warmth was the silence we instead found settled on the living room rug, safe inside a moment like a hand-stitched mug. I can buy perfection now, polished bright and clean, but it doesn't hold the truth of what Christmas used to mean. And it's the hum of that old floor glow that takes me back 20 years ago. The sapphire string tangled tight since '94, illuminating things that matter more than the rush in the calendar page. Just a perfect stillness in an empty stage, a crooked tree and the floorboards cold, the simple beauty that refuses to grow old. Plug the faulty wire in the wall and listen to the quiet, watching them all flicker once, then steady, soft and deep, just enough light to help the tired heart keep the memory waiting. The sapphire string waiting. gravel sounds the same beneath the tires. A quarter century of coming home. The frost has framed the window of the kitchen, where Mom is stirring something on the stove. I checked the oil tank pressure just like Dad taught me. Felt the cold bite through the denim sleeve, and the cedar gate still groans that low familiar key, the only song I truly still believe. The plastic tubs hauled down from the high attic hold ornaments we've watched grow dull with age. There's the one with glue and glitter coming loose now, a fragile title on an early page. We drape the string of lights across the mantle, the same worn chords we swear we'll just replace. But the flicker and the hum are part of the ritual, perfect flaw in this imperfect place. It's not the postcard snow or ringing chorus, it's just the steady amber of the light that pulls the thread of memory right through us, warming the shadows of the long dark night. We keep the calendar absence written in the empty chair pushed close against the wall, and we gather close less for the gift that's hidden than for the simple physics of the fall. My sister pours the bitter lukewarm coffee and recounts the year in hurried anxious sighs, the kind of tired conversation you don't stop for, you just meet the moment with your eyes. The tree is leaning slightly to the left now, the angel's wing is bent beyond repair, but we wouldn't dare to fix what time has measured, because the broken bits show who is there. This house demands a quiet kind of reckoning, a steady inventory of the soul. We tried to make the silence feel like shelter before we learned it swallowed us whole. It's hard work, this preservation of a feeling, trying to hold the water in the cup. But every December we return to kneeling to lift the ghosts of years that held us up. It's not the postcard snow or ringing chorus, it's just the steady amber of the light that pulls the thread of memory right through us, warming the shadows of the long dark night. We keep the calendar of absence written in the empty chair pushed close against the wall, and we gather close less for the gift that's hidden than for the simple physics of the fall. Just the hiss of logs dissolving into ash now, and the sound of floorboards giving way to age, waiting for the quiet sound of morning to turn the page, to turn the page. The fourth week of December. The four-lane hums have tired him past skeletal trees and empty farms. I've measured out the miles again in folded maps and crossed off alarms. The thrift store coat, it smells of rain and stale tobacco from last year's drive. Fighting the needle in the slow lane, just thankful to arrive. The radio plays a worn-out tune about miracles and fresh white snow, but I know we're all chasing the moon in the places we used to know. It's just this old geography, the way the fading paint still holds the frost. We chase the perfect scenery from memories that were halfway lost. We stitch the year back up with thread made from tinsel and worn out wire, until the ghost of who we were instead are gathering round the fire. The third porch step always dips and creaks like a tired confession. In the wood I hear the sound of Dad who speaks the quiet way he always stood. The string lights blink a sickly yellow, hiding the cracks where wallpaper peels, and the silence hangs here thin and hollow, the weight that time reveals. Mom asked if I remember gloves while stacking cookies in a chip blue tin, and we trade the complicated loves that only family can let sink in. It's just this old geography, the way the fading paint still holds the frost. We chase the perfect scenery from memories that were halfway lost. We stitch the year back up with thread made from tinsel and worn out wire, until the ghost of who we were instead are gathering round the fire. Maybe the magic wasn't in the wrapping or the promise of the fresh new white. Maybe the blessing was just mapping the quiet comfort of the dim low light. It's the simple fact that we endured another season's toll, the simple history carved deep within the soul. It's just this old geography, the way the fading paint still holds the frost. We chase the perfect scenery for memories that were halfway lost. We stitch the year back up with thread made from tinsel and worn out wire, until the ghost of who we were instead are gathering round the fire. The fire shifts down to embers slow. The grandfather clock keeps time we borrowed, waiting until the shadows grow. And we trace this same road back next December. We trace this road back next December. The road home in December. The snow was thin and hard on the interstate shoulder. I drove the last few miles with the heat turned down low, past the skeletal oak trees looking much older. than the memory I carried from 10 years ago. I turned the key slow, felt the cold lock give way, and the old house inhaled quiet after the year. That specific silence of the last fading day, just before the ghosts of the season appear. And the furnace kicks on with that deep metal sigh. It smells like pine resin and dust, and I start to unpack. Oh, the gravity well of the 25th night, a low burning anchor that holds me in place. I don't come for the gifts or the shimmering light, just the stillness that settles on every known face. We're tracing the lines on the maps we once drew, the static electricity caught in the air. It's not perfect or polished or shiny and new, it's just real and it's heavy and stubbornly there. Mom brought down the silver tinsel from 93. It's knotted and tangled, a fragile gray thread. She said, you remember the year you tried climbing the tree? I laughed, pulling needles from under the bed. The ornaments spill from the shoeboxes worn, and I touched the chip paint on the shepherd I broke. A ritual comfort for souls weather torn, a language of memory only we spoke. I watched Dad adjust the one bulb that went dim. He's moving slower now than he was last time I came. Oh, the gravity well of the 25th night, a low burning anchor that holds me in place. I don't come for the gifts or the shimmering light, just the stillness that settles on every known face. We're tracing the lines on the maps we once drew, the static electricity caught in the air. It's not perfect or polished or shiny and new, it's just real and it's heavy and stubbornly there. We are chasing a feeling we can't quite reclaim, the impossible shape of a childhood gone by, but the ghost of the warmth is enough for the flame. And we gather the pieces beneath the same sky. I used to think magic was pulling a wish from a sleeve. Now I think magic is showing up just as you are, finding a reason to still believe in the quiet reflection beneath one single star. Oh, the gravity well of the 25th night, a low burning anchor that holds me in place. I don't come for the gifts or the shimmering light, just the stillness that settles on every known face. We're tracing the lines on the maps we once drew, the static electricity caught in the air. It's not perfect or polished or shiny and new, it's just real and it's heavy and stubbornly there, beneath the worn floorboards, stubbornly there in the smell of the smoke, the sound of the highway, the unspoken words, the promises silently kept, never broke, just pine resin and dust, waiting for dawn. Pine resin and dust, and the lights are still on. Big box stores are humming, their windows flashing white, but I pull the old sedan up to the porch just after dark. There's a silence in the siding that the asphalt never holds, and a chill that goes much deeper than the December cold. I climbed the attic steps, the air was sharp and fine. It's smelling less like pine needles and more like dust and time. And I searched among the relics, past the moth-eaten things, for the battered cardboard carton that the real memory brings. It's not the choir's perfect pitch or the gold ribbon sheen, just the slow light tangled up in threads of fading green. It's the ritual we built on the kitchen floor laid bare, a 70-watt bulb that proves you were standing there. It's the patience of the waiting in the long winter dark, where every single flicker holds the true electric spark. Grandpa swore these lights were obsolete, a fire hazard bright. He said they drew too much current to burn through the night. And every year we'd find that one dead section deep inside, the string that tested even his methodical pride. We'd poke him with the tester, fingers stiff and numb, waiting for the click and hum that we knew had to come. He'd grumble at the copper, pull his spectacles down low, and suddenly the whole line would begin to glow. It's not the choir's perfect pitch or the gold ribbon sheen, just the slow light tangled up in threads of fading green. It's the ritual we built on the kitchen floor laid bare, a 70-watt bulb that proves you were standing there. It's the patience of the waiting in the long winter dark, where every single flicker holds the true electric spark. And now the box is lighter somehow, lighter in my hand, and the effort is all mine to navigate this land. I plug the whole mess in across the dining room wall and hold my breath for the moment when they refuse to call. I find the dead one first this year and replace the glass dome, and I swear I hear your sigh when the current finds its home. They're burning steady now, a pale and honest haze against the cold outside and the passing of the days. And they don't shine like diamonds or like anything brand new. They just smell like cardboard dust and light up just like you, just like you, just like you. The tangled lights and dust fade out, fade out. The tangled lights and
Found the box in the attic dust, tied up with a rope of fading red. Smell like old cedar chests and the quiet things my grandfather said. It held the lights that always shorted, the green wire frayed and thin, and a single strand of popcorn, saved from a year we couldn't afford to begin with anything new or polished, just salvaged hope and thrift. That was a Christmas we had less, but somehow found the gift of sitting still and watching the fire burn down to a slow blue coal, while the wind outside sang the song of keeping hold of your soul. We built a sanctuary from simple things, from kindling and shared doubt, the scent of pine needles and low winter sun pouring through the kitchen window, cutting the cold out. It wasn't the picture on the card or the silver bell on the door, it was the steady light of knowing what we were grateful for in the quietest hum of the furnace, the year the power kept dipping low. That's the feeling I remember, the only Christmas that truly glowed. My mother strung the dried orange peel, each piece catching the afternoon light. She told us stories of her own lean times, making everything feel right. We drank the thin cocoa and shared one thick blanket on the floor, and listened to old vinyl crackle, singing carols we couldn't ignore. We knew the gifts were cheap and few, wrapped in newspaper, comics, and twine, but there was a solemn gravity, a perfect hand-stitched design, of shared exhaustion and simple laughter, the kind that rises slowly pure and makes you understand the blessing of things that are built to endure. We built a sanctuary from simple things, from kindling and shared doubt, the scent of pine needles and low winter sun pouring through the kitchen window, cutting the cold out. It wasn't the picture on the card or the silver bell on the door, it was the steady light of knowing what we were grateful for in the quietest hum of the furnace, the year the power kept dipping low. That's the feeling I remember, the only Christmas that truly glowed. Now I can buy the heavy, perfect wreaths and lights that shine in sequins clean. I have the volume and the spectacle, the perfect package scene. But I catch the scent of cinnamon in the hallway, and the memory hits sharp and true that we didn't know we were rich that year, just holding the dark back for me and you. We found the warmth in the center of things, not on the surface bright and frail. That little house was an anchor then, pulling against the winter gale, just the slow turn of the sun, casting shadows on the floorboards worn, just the sound of the clock ticking, marking the hour we were truly born into understanding, grace built from necessity, strong and slow. The smell of low winter sun 100 winters ago. Oh, that low winter sun. The exit sign looked tired in the drizzle, December gray, not white. Same broken neon on the old marquee as I pulled into the city tonight.
I passed the high school where the floodlights died and saw the familiar faded stain. The ghost of 20 years clings to the curb through the smear of the November rain. They paved over the lot where we bought the trees. Now it's just fast food and harsh white light. But the ghost of cold diesel and deep pine sap still hangs in the air, heavy and tight. It's just cold air and tinsel now, and the hum of careful modern sound. But I'd trade this quiet convenience for the way that old joy wrapped around. We're chasing a voltage we can't hold, a frequency that won't remain. I miss the static hum on the radio dial in those tangled, complicated Christmas days. We always had to drive 3 towns away for the one perfect crooked Ponderosa. My father swore that tree had more character than all the perfect ones they showed us. The needles always drop before New Year's, and the angel on top leaned to the right. But we didn't care that half the bulbs were blown when we sat wrapped up in that patchy light. My mother made that terrible spice cider that always burned your throat and left you stained. It's the specific sting of that bitter joy that I desperately wish I could regain. It's just cold air and tinsel now, and the hum of careful modern sound. But I'd trade this quiet convenience for the way that old joy wrapped around. We're chasing a voltage we can't hold, a frequency that won't remain. I miss the static hum on the radio dial in those tangled, complicated Christmas days. Maybe the season isn't broken, maybe it's just the ache of the clock, looking too hard for the perfect shine when the beauty was hidden in the shock. Finding warmth despite the cold outside, of knowing nothing ever stays the same, and realizing that the true illumination was never in the candle or the flame. It's just cold air and tinsel now, and the hum of careful modern sound. But I'd trade this quiet convenience for the way that old joy wrapped around. We're chasing a voltage we can't hold, a frequency that won't remain. I miss the static hum on the radio dial in those tangled, complicated Christmas days. Just the static hum, just the static hum of the cold corner evergreen, fading out again, fading out again. The dashboard clock is stuck on 2:17, same as it was when I left in '93. Radio static eats up all the good songs, just a hollow hum where the choir belongs. I'm running late but the snow is holding back, the cold December air against the glass. I see the chain stores drowning in electric blue, but I'm looking for the yellow light I used to know. It's tinsel and 2-lane roads again, just the same dusty garlands. Where do we begin? It's the quiet sound of tradition, the one thing we keep out of superstition. We don't need a miracle to make the feeling stay, just the scent of old pine and a slow familiar day. and the tiny worn out star balanced on the highest limb. We keep coming back to the things that used to dim. The key still hides beneath the terracotta pot. A little green paint chipped away in the same spot, and the heater coughs out air that smells like dust and age, turning over chapters on an unread page. My sister's kids are sprawled out sleeping on the floor, beside a pile of wrapping paper from the year before. And there's that old cassette tape with the label torn and stained, playing hymns my mother taught when it rained. It's tinsel and two-lane roads again, just the same dusty garlands. Where do we begin? It's the quiet sound of tradition, the one thing we keep out of superstition. We don't need a miracle to make the feeling stay, just the scent of old pine and a slow familiar day, and the tiny worn out star balanced on the highest limb. We keep coming back to the things that used to dim. We spend all year chasing down a bigger, brighter thing, the kind of engineered joy that the advertisements bring. But I watch my father stringing lights beneath the eaves, warm gloves shielding hands that still believe. And I finally understood the comfort in the warm, why we celebrate the light that's patiently reborn, not in the sudden flash or the loud spectacular cheer, but the simple fact that we are all still here. It's tinsel and two-lane roads again, just the same dusty garlands. Where do we begin? It's the quiet sound of tradition, the one thing we keep out of superstition. We don't need a miracle to make the feeling stay, just the scent of old pine and a slow familiar day, and the tiny worn out star balanced on the highest limb. We keep coming back to the things that used to dim. Yes, we keep coming back to the things that used to dim. The fire is low, the shadows stretch out long, the quiet truth of where we all belong. Slow goes the sun fades out, slow goes the storm fades out, slow goes the storm fades out. The gravel spat beneath the tire tracks, a sound I only hear when I come back. The porch light burns a tired amber glow, just bright enough to melt the thin new snow. And Dad's old wreath that's thin and turning brown still hangs slightly tilted upside down. I turn the key, the brass plate worn and cool, the familiar scent of wood smoke and mothball wool. I'm looking for the map of when I left, A younger ghost I hope the years haven't kept. Oh, it's the third week of December, and the magic is threadbare. It lives in the boxes that we didn't care to share. It's not the bright reflection or the perfectly trimmed tree. It's the small, predictable comfort that still settles over me. And for a fragile hour, the pavement dust is gone, and I'm just trying on the feeling of where I belong. Mom plays that scratchy vinyl, the one that skips at track 4. She says, don't stand there gawking, child, right inside the door. The tree we dragged home stands there, leaning hard against the wall, supported by a copy of the '92 baseball almanac fall. And the lights are tangled worse than any fishing net, but we don't fix what hasn't broken yet. The popcorn chains are yellow, dry and thin. I watch my brother laugh exactly where he's always been, and we rehearse the stories that we tell every year. Salty words wrapped up against the cold frontier. Oh, it's the third week of December, and the magic is threadbare. It lives in the boxes that we didn't care to share. It's not the bright reflection or the perfectly trimmed tree. It's a small, predictable comfort that still settles over me. And for a fragile hour, the pavement dust is gone, and I'm just trying on the feeling of where I belong. I used to think that growing up meant leaving ghosts behind, but the older I get, the more I find that happiness is a house built on uneven ground, and the truest peace is in the silence after the sound, when the fire is low and the whiskey's poured, and you realize nothing vital has been ignored. The silence holds the weight of every year that passed, but we made it back to the first moment, holding fast. I trace the water stain beside the mantle crack, knowing I can't leave, but knowing I can come back. The vinyl spins down slow, the needle finally lifts, just the slow, small sound of old familiar gifts. Third week of December, fading low, fading low. The ticket stub is worn thin at the crease, another cross-country pilgrimage toward peace. But peace is a negotiated contract now, not the easy surrender of a childhood vow. I watch the strip malls bleed their hurried light, red and green, blinking ghosts in the fading night. The carols on the loop are too bright, too fast, trying to package up a feeling built to last. But the feeling's a ghost in the cheap vinyl seats, and the snow is just slush where the asphalt meets. And I'm searching for the static on the radio dial, where the old songs used to live for a little while. Not the polish, not the promise of a perfect scene, just the rough acoustic edge that sat between the silence and the sound, the before and the day. A memory you can't quite hold or sweep away. I'm just chasing the hum of the old fluorescent lights that burned down in the kitchen on those long December nights. I remembered '89, the year the boiler broke. We wore 4 wool sweaters, told terrible jokes. You strung tinsel on the fern instead of a pine. Said this year, darling, we're keeping the structural design. Dad tuned his old guitar until his fingers bled. Said the only gift we needed was the roof overhead. And we made those paper chains out of old newsprint, each loop held together by a shared blue tint of practical necessity and stubborn quiet pride, trying to catch a Christmas where we didn't have to hide. And I'm searching for the static on the radio dial, where the old songs used to live for a little while. Not the polish, not the promise of a perfect scene, just the rough acoustic edge that sat between the silence and the sound, the before and the day. A memory you can't quite hold or sweep away. I'm just chasing the hum of the old fluorescent lights that burned down in the kitchen on those long December nights. They sell nostalgia in bright boxes now, wrapped up neat, but you can't purchase the warmth of the worn wooden seat where I sat by the window, breathing on the glass, watching neighbors hurry home, moving too fast. It wasn't just the weather or the gifts underneath the tree. It was a space we kept sacred for just you and me. Before the knowing came, before the road stretched long, before I learned how easy it is to sing the wrong song. And I'm searching for the static on the radio dial, where the old songs used to live for a little while. Not the polish, not the promise of a perfect scene, just the rough acoustic edge that sat between the silence and the sound, the before and the day. A memory you can't quite hold or sweep away. I'm just chasing the hum of the old fluorescent lights that burned down in the kitchen on those long December nights. I'm just chasing the hum of the wires above the frosted roof. 25 winters ago, the proof was simple and quiet, and still waiting here, waiting here. In the silence,
the rental car is dusted white beneath a sky that's turning slate. I noticed on the drive that half the places we knew changed the gate. The gas station is a coffee shop, the bookstore selling vinyl now, but the porch light still throws that mustard glow on the single pine bough. I stepped across the welcome mat and braced myself for the old familiar sting of the hallway clock that used to count the days until the spring. There's the scent of clove and beeswax, and the radiator hums too loud. Another year, another trip, fading back into the crowd. It's not the bright manufactured joy they sell beneath the neon sign. It's this quiet architecture of December, built on thread and brittle twine. It's the tangled skein of extension cords and the fight to make the bulbs all match. The same cracked plastic shepherd we repair with glue and tape and patch. And if there is a magic here, it lives inside the things that broke, held together by the stubborn will of two worn ordinary folk who taught us how to love the effort, not the flawless end result. I found the same chipped wooden star tucked low beside the attic stairs that Dad would swear was too top heavy, tangled in Mom's silver hairs. We'd unspool the threadbare ribbon, breathing in that dusty cardboard scent, and listen to the needle lift on the old Bing Crosby record, slightly bent. And I remember sitting cross-legged, sorting out the colored glass, and thinking Christmas was a river that forever had to pass. But now I see it as a shoreline where the waves crash and retreat, and every year we find the same familiar sand beneath our feet. It's not the bright manufactured joy they sell beneath the neon sign. It's this quiet architecture of December, built on thread and brittle twine. It's the tangled skein of extension cords and the fight to make the bulbs all match. The same cracked plastic shepherd we repair with glue and tape and patch. And if there is a magic here, it lives inside the things that broke, held together by the stubborn will of two worn ordinary folk who taught us how to love the effort, not the flawless end result. I used to think that ritual was only meant for children's eyes, a safety net against the cold of sudden grown-up harsh surprise. But now I cling to every repetition, knowing what the clock implies. We are only anchored here for a minute before the new year starts to rise. And there's a comfort in the knowledge when the day has lost its sheen, that the worn box of tinsel is still waiting, perfectly unseen. The fire is low, the silence deep, the stockings are hung crooked still. I turn off all the modern lamps and let the colored tree lights fill the room with that slow, reflective glow. The slow, reflective glow. Before we let it go. The asphalt ribbon thins out west of Denver. I've been driving since the gray light broke on morning. 500 miles of cheap coffee and conjecture, tracing the creases on a map that needs no warning. The world outside is sharp and hurried, counting days down to some idealized frantic rhythm
Yuletide perfection. But I'm just listening for the sound the house makes, the quiet worn outside, a familiar resurrection. It's not the glitter that they sell in the pharmacy aisles. It's not the miracle of snow that never falls here. It's the simple anchoring rhythm of those old roof tiles and the feeling of turning the key when nobody is near. We're tracing the same old lines in the December geography, looking for the place the calendar insists we belong. It's just about holding the quiet, the fragile certainty that for tonight nothing essential has gone wrong. I remember 15 years ago, a kitchen chair was broken. We used duct tape to hold the star atop the crooked pine. Dad swore softly every swear word carefully unspoken, and we drank hot cider spiked with something sweet and cheap and potent. That was the Christmas they said was such a disaster. The year the furnace broke and we wore socks inside our gloves. But those are the details the memory holds tighter, faster than any shining picture painted by perfect loves. We traded stories like chipped ceramic, vulnerable and real, instead of waiting for the joy the commercials guarantee. It's not the glitter that they sell in the pharmacy aisles. It's not the miracle of snow that never falls here. It's the simple anchoring rhythm of those old roof tiles and the feeling of turning the key when nobody is near. We're tracing the same old lines in the December geography, looking for the place the calendar insists we belong. It's just about holding the quiet, the fragile certainty that for tonight nothing essential has gone wrong. Now the porch swing is wrapped up tight in sheet plastic, and the oil furnace groans a little louder than before. There's a space where Grandpa used to hanging his heavy wool fantastic, but the light still leaks out from the gap beneath the door. And I finally understand that the ritual is the ballast, the reason we keep coming back to this spot on the map. Because even when the frame is cracked and time has moved the fastest, you can still lean in to the simple warmth inside the gap. The oil furnace sighs and then it catches. The floorboards creak beneath my leather boots. Just the smell of dust and pine needles on the matches. Just the silence, just the familiar roots. The geography demands that I am here now. I am here now, holding the quiet.
Dust has settled different here.
Not the thick, sweet kind from 20 years. Just office air and radiator hum, waiting for a winter that won't come. I pulled the box down from the closet shelf. It weighs too much to carry by myself. A heavy cargo full of quiet ghosts of all the things that matter to me most. The cardboard corners ripped and taped again. The smell of pine needles and old cellophane. And I string the weary tangled wire, trying to build a memory on a meager fire. It doesn't matter if the bulbs don't match or if the latch is broken on the little catch. I'm just tracing lines I used to hold, searching for the story in the blue and cold. This weary work is how I keep you nearby, fighting off the quiet of this time of year. Lift the lid and there's that faded stain where cheap red wine spilled in the pouring rain. The night we drove it down from Cedar Street with Bing Crosby humming through the static heat. I touched the worn velvet where the glass star lies, reflecting on the ceiling in its dull surprise. You always hated how the silver tinsel shed, but kept it anyway, you always said. It's not about the sparkle or the sheen, finding beauty in the things between. And I string the weary tangled wire, trying to build a memory on a meager fire. It doesn't matter if the bulbs don't match or if the latch is broken on the little catch. I'm just tracing lines I used to hold, searching for the story in the blue and cold. This weary work is how I keep you nearby, fighting off the quiet of this time of year. There's a silence in the room now that wasn't there when we used to fight about where to put the chair. I listen hard for footsteps on the polished wood, but the only sound I hear is misunderstood love. I finish hanging every single light. Notice how the shadows fall tonight, a little thinner, maybe not so deep, but still enough to lull the past to sleep. And I string the weary tangled wire, trying to build a memory on a meager fire. It doesn't matter if the bulbs don't match or if the latch is broken on the little catch. I'm just tracing lines I used to hold, searching for the story in the blue and cold. This weary work is how I keep you nearby, fighting off the quiet of this time of year. Yellow light is softly fading out, just dust and velvet, no more room for doubt. The ghosts are gone, the work is done, only 19 days till the morning sun. Warm velvet and tangled wire, my meager fire. The screen door sticks the way it always did. 40 degrees outside, the sky is slate and bruised. I pull the dusty box down from the attic here and find the tangled wire that nobody ever used. They say the holidays are built notes on symmetry and glow. But the magic here was always chipped and loosely wound. Just the smell of ancient pine and 7 inches of soft snow, muting every restless outside sound. I'm sitting cross-legged on the rug you used to mend, the furnace kicking high, a nervous rattle inside. It wasn't the perfect ribbon or the message that they sent, it was the quiet weight of time just momentarily spent. Oh, we were searching for the feeling in the flicker of the flame, and now I realize the season is only half the name. It wasn't the bells or the carols ringing true, it was the knowing that the year would start with me and you. I find the tarnished angel with a wing that barely holds, the one you said was lovely though her face was cracked and worn. You used to tell me stories that the winter air grows cold, and how the best of memories are never clearly born. We'd string the fragile glass bulbs high above the mantelpiece, and half of them were blown out from the year before. You'd sip your lukewarm coffee, hoping just to find release from the worries waiting heavy at the kitchen door. You look at me and smile, a tired, tender sight, illuminated by the cheap, imperfect light. It wasn't the perfect ribbon or the message that they sent, it was the quiet weight of time just momentarily spent. Oh, we were searching for the feeling in the flicker of the flame, and now I realize the season is only half the name. It wasn't the bells or the carols ringing true, it was a knowing that the year would start with me and you. Now the vinyl skips a ghost within the low, slow hum, and the house is full of silence where your laughter used to fall. We spend our lives believing that the gold will surely come, when all along the warmth was in the leaning on the wall. And I understand the difference now between a wish and need, between the polished picture and the honest aching grace. We plant the seeds of comfort, not the perfect flawless creed, just holding fast until the morning light found this place. It wasn't the perfect ribbon or the message that they sent, it was a quiet weight of time just momentarily spent. Oh, we were searching for the feeling in the flicker of the flame, and now I realize the season is only half the name. It wasn't the bells or the carols ringing true, it was a knowing that the year would start with me and you. Yeah, the knowing that the year would start with me and you. I'm turning off the lights now, saving what little glow remains, tinsel and tarnish, until the snow falls down again, until the snow falls
highway hums a low electric sound, past cornfields asleep under frozen ground. I'm pulling up the drive where the gravel crunches hard, beneath the streetlight buzzing in the yard. It's the same faded ribbon on the same wooden door, just a little quieter than it was before. And the key fits the lock with the familiar easy groan, a history you never truly outgrown. And the tinsel is thin and the ornaments are chipped from the box we bring down every year. Handles slipped, we stack the same moments in the same dusty frame. And December calls everything by its childhood name. It's a borrowed sweater loose around the wrist. This quiet, complicated miracle we missed. We keep the porch light burning just to fight the dark, a fragile, persistent, momentary spark. There's a string of ceramic lights from sin before. Half of them flicker out before they hit the floor. And Mom plays the records on the turntable, low and scratched, a melody she bought before the whole world matched. The smell of ancient pine and floor polish too, ghost of things we once believed were true. You and I sit in the kitchen, stacking chipped white mugs, trading whispers in between the awkward hugs. And the tinsel is thin and the ornaments are chipped from the box we bring down every year. Handle slipped, we stack the same moments in the same dusty frame. And December calls everything by its childhood name. It's a borrowed sweater loose around the wrist. This quiet, complicated miracle we missed. We keep the porch light burning just to fight the dark, a fragile, persistent, momentary spark. The years are ghosts in the wallpaper glue. They whisper the promises we meant to follow through. We try to fix the picture perfect, hold the light too long, but the real warmth is found in where the focus went wrong. Not in the sudden, blinding flash of glitter clean and new, but in the slow, warm comfort of me and you. And the tinsel is thin and the ornaments are chipped from the box we bring down every year. Handle slipped, we stack the same moments in the same dusty frame. And December calls everything by its childhood name. It's a borrowed sweater loose around the wrist. This quiet, complicated miracle we missed. We keep the porch light burning just to fight the dark, a fragile, persistent, momentary spark. Just the glow on the mantle, the embers turning gray. We pack the bright fiction back into the dark away until next year, when the dust calls us home again. Tinsel and dust, my friend. Tinsel and dust. cedar dust and burnt coffee brewing slow. The kitchen radio is whispering a song we used to know. We pulled the storage boxes down from the attic stairs again, finding brittle yellow tape and the ghosts of earlier men. The tree leaned slightly to the left, exactly as it did that year. The felt angels' faces worn thin from 20 years of tear. It was a magazine perfection, just a knot of tangled wire, and the specific heavy quiet after the first log caught the fire. It wasn't in the carol bells or the crisp white driving snow. The grace I'm searching for was in the rhythm, soft and low, the way the yellow light would catch the dust motes in the air, and the comforting and assurance of knowing who was there. That's the kind of grace that doesn't shout and doesn't gleam, just the simple worn out truth inside a quiet waking dream. My father on the rug, untangling the cheap green cord. He'd swear beneath his breath about the life that he afforded. He told me that the greatest things are always found in the small breaks, the little flaws that hold the shape, the kindness that it makes. He'd pull the guitar from the case, tune loaded D-A-D-G, and play that simple wandering chord progression just for me. Not one of the loud required tunes, but a slow and minor thing, a steady hollow melody the old pine floors would bring. It wasn't in the carol bells or the crisp white driving snow. The grace I'm searching for was in the rhythm, soft and low, the way the yellow light would catch the dust motes in the air, and the comforting assurance of knowing who was there. That's the kind of grace that doesn't shout and doesn't gleam, just the simple worn out truth inside a quiet waking dream. Now I drive the highway home just watching for the signs, and I realize the magic lives outside the dotted lines. It wasn't the presents wrapped or ribbons tied or fortune spent, but that momentary fragile truce the old season always lent, a space where worry was exiled, where the world beyond the pane couldn't penetrate the thick glass, couldn't summon up the rain. And when the night was finally done and the last goodbyes were said, the quiet of the house would press against the silent dread, just the sound of the furnace breathing and the distant fading chime, the heavy settled stillness after we had beaten back the time, and the specific honest weight of all the unplugged lights. Yeah, the weight of the unplugged lights.
The asphalt turned to gravel outside of the county line, and the rush of the interstate gave way to the sound of time. I pulled the heavy coat tighter, smelled the damp air of this place. The porch light had dimmed a little since the last time I saw your face. The screen door has still got that tear across the lower right, and it rattles louder in the wind on these long winter nights. We used to tape up faded cards to the mirror by the hall. Now the photographs are thinner, hanging loose upon the wall. And it's Christmas again, but we don't try to fix what's broken. We just let the silence settle in like prayers that were half spoken. It's not the bright display that burned in the movies when we were young. It's the quiet, steady rhythm of the song that's finally sung. Yeah, we learned to stop counting all the years that disappeared and just hold the light that's left us burning steady and so clear. The tree is standing crooked, leaning hard against the shelf. Half the bulbs are burned out now, we couldn't bring ourselves to replace the stubborn strand that keeps flickering yellow and green. It reminds me of the compromises that happen in between the big wishes and the real slow-moving kind of grace. You put the old turntable on, filling up this empty space with the hiss of vinyl static and the voice of someone long since gone. Just a blanket thrown across the floor, waiting for the coming dawn. And it's Christmas again, but we don't try to fix what's broken. We just let the silence settle in like prayers that were half spoken. It's not the bright display that burned in the movies when we were young. It's the quiet, steady rhythm of the song that's finally sung. Yeah, we learned to stop counting all the years that disappeared and just hold the light that's left us burning steady and so clear. Remember when we thought if the morning came too slow, it meant that maybe Santa just forgot where he should go. Now I know the waiting is the gift, the space held in the pause between the frantic season ending and the weight of all the flaws. We gather in the kitchen, making cocoa by the stove. We gave up chasing ghosts and chose the warmth of what we love. And it's Christmas again, but we don't try to fix what's broken. We just let the silence settle in like prayers that were half spoken. It's not the bright display that burned in the movies when we were young. It's the quiet, steady rhythm of the song that's finally sung. Yeah, we learned to stop counting all the years that disappeared and just hold the light that's left us burning steady and so clear. Burning steady and so clear. Yeah, burning steady and so clear. Slow burn of the kitchen light. One more year, good night.
The air conditioning hums like the winter that we never got. Just the ghost of coal through the heating duct. I found that box of ornaments you taped shut in the highest shelf. Dust on the string of lights, I couldn't untangle myself. And it only takes the smallest scent, burnt sugar, dried up needles, to pull the floorboards out from underneath my heels. You know, I don't remember the gifts, only the paper torn clean away, the quiet hum before the start of the holiday. It's the silence after the carols stop playing, the hollow sound of laughter echoing down the hall. We keep looking for the anchor in the snow globe, but the fragile memory is the heaviest thing of all, and I still carry the weight of tinsel year after year, waiting for the quiet sound of something true to reappear. I think of that green sectional couch covered by the scratchy wool blanket. My aunt would tune the radio just to hear Bing Crosby fade out, then crank it. We built a paper chain that stretched from the kitchen counter to the door frame, a fragile promise that the circle wouldn't break, wouldn't thin out, wouldn't lose its name. We were waiting for the snow to catch the light from the street lamp just right, a kind of borrowed reverence in the middle of the ordinary night. And I could feel the geometry of all the relatives we hadn't met yet, a chorus singing softly, something we wouldn't forget. It's the silence after the carols stop playing, the hollow sound of laughter echoing down the hall. We keep looking for the anchor in the snow globe, but the fragile memory is the heaviest thing of all, and I still carry the weight of tinsel year after year, waiting for the quiet sound of something true to reappear. Now the houses are sold and the names have changed on the buzzer. I drive past that street and it doesn't recognize my face. I guess Christmas isn't a date on the calendar or even a tree standing tall. It's just holding that exact shade of cold light in this empty space. We try to replicate the echo, we try to force the feeling, but the past is a window pane, cold and concealing. It's the silence after the carols stop playing, the hollow sound of laughter echoing down the hall. We keep looking for the anchor in the snow globe, but the fragile memory is the heaviest thing of all, and I still carry the weight of tinsel year after year, waiting for the quiet sound of something true to reappear. Just the light caught in the dust motes, spinning slow like the earth below the ice, a pine needle left in the carpet, a sharp reminder in the hum of the air conditioning, waiting for the next cold light, waiting for the light.
Dust is settled in different shades on the windowsills, I know, and the gravel cracks beneath the tires slow through half-hearted snow. I left the city's frantic pulse 6 states and 3 years back. Now the porch light burns a weaker yellow down this familiar track. Mom always hung the wreath too high, or maybe the cedar grew, but the silence on this December night is the only thing that's new. They tried to paint the living room some cold and modern shade, but the smell of pine and burning logs is the only promise made. I'm looking for the thread I lost between the tinsel strands, the feeling that slipped through my youth like sand between my hands. It wasn't found in flashing bulbs or ornaments of glass, just in the firelight on the wall and the quiet way time passed. I came home looking for the hum, the electric high-strung glow, but the heart of Christmas always waits where the simple shadows go. I went down to the basement air, damp with years and clay, and pulled the box that held the ghost we packed and stored away. Those lopsided angels, chipped and worn, that Aunt Beth crocheted badly, and the string of lights from '89 that always flickered sadly. I remember Dad cussing softly, balanced precariously on a chair, trying to keep the top branch straight, tied with binder twine and care. We never had the picture-perfect cover of the magazine. Ours was a sticky-fingered chaos, beautifully clumsy, deeply clean. I'm looking for the thread I lost between the tinsel strands, the feeling that slipped through my youth like sand between my hands. It wasn't found in flashing bulbs or ornaments of glass, just in the firelight on the wall and the quiet way time passed. I came home looking for the hum, the electric high-strung glow, but the heart of Christmas always waits where the simple shadows go. Maybe you grow too old to see the wonder in the wrap, and you trade the magic for the map, trying to trace where it collapsed. But sitting here where the house breathes deep and the floorboards know my weight, I realize that the warmth I sought wasn't sealed behind the gate. It's not in the perfect arrangement or the carol on the breeze, it's in the memory of the light shared between two unplugged trees. I found the thread I lost between the tinsel strands, the feeling that won't slip away like sand between my hands. It wasn't found in flashing bulbs or ornaments of glass, just in the firelight on the wall and the quiet way time passed. I came home looking for the hum, the electric high-strung glow, but the heart of Christmas finally waits where the simple shadows go, where the simple shadows go. Just the firelight on the wall and the snow outside falling slow. That's all. That's all.
wrapping papers tucked away. The sugar rush has died. I found a box of old salt ornaments hidden deep inside. The scent of pine is fading out. The needles dry and brown. Just me and the faint hum of the fridge light in this quiet sleeping town. I traced the outline of a stain where the tree stood proud and tall. I waited for the silence to break, but I'm the only echo in this hall. These are the tinsel box ghosts that haunt the closing year. Not the loud songs on the radio, but the memories held near of the year the attic leaked onto the fairy lights we strung, and all the fragile words we spoke when the evening bell was rung. But we lit the candles anyway against the mounting dark, a perfect story never written, but leaving its steady mark. I pulled out that cracked cassette tape, Christmas in the Pines. The tape is thin where Dad hit pause back in '89, when Uncle Joe was late again and the kitchen felt too small, and I hid beneath the dining table, trying not to watch them fall into that familiar rhythm, the shouting and the quick retreat. But then the music turned back on and we shared the last sticky sweet. We patched the arguments with foil and ribbon, temporary ties, and learned how love can look like tired hands and weary, honest eyes. These are the tinsel box ghosts that haunt the closing year. Not the loud songs on the radio, but the memories held near of the year the attic leaked onto the fairy lights we strung, and all the fragile words we spoke when the evening bell was rung. But we lit the candles anyway against the mounting dark, a perfect story never written, but leaving its steady mark. That child is 30 years gone now, chasing a different light. I thought the magic was in the snow or the star held high and bright, but standing here where the floorboards squeak the same way that they did, I realized the peace was never something that was carefully hid. It was just the worn out effort, the way we showed up year to year, imperfectly binding the frayed edges, holding back the fear. The scent of turpentine and old dry cedar smoke, the quiet weight of every fragile word that was ever spoke. We keep the lights on late, just hoping that we catch one last faint echo of that fragile broken patch, one last faint echo before the calendar turns. Porch light holds that same weak yellow glow. It hasn't melted snow for 20 years ago.
the lock still sticks, demanding two firm jolts. I smell the quiet dust and the tightening of old bolts. The floorboards sigh beneath my cautious tread, where ghosts of paper chains hang still above my head. Just the faint aroma of cedar and the boiler's slow hum, telling me I came back for a time that won't come. We string the lights up anyway, a defiant little gleam against the shadow of a half-forgotten dream. We try to make the silence sing the way it used to chime in this heavy velvet quiet of the borrowed time. We unpack the worn box of tinsel and chase a ghost we can barely call, trying to tune the frayed violin string of a December that won't answer the call. It's a lonely kind of patience when the memory won't fit the frame, and this fragile, hollow celebration just whispers your name. Remember how we argued over the first string of green, untangling the knotted wires till our fingers were keen. You always hid the angel until the very last hour, said the weight of anticipation gave the whole thing power. Now the attic hatch is closed and the ladder is still down. I guess some traditions are too heavy to haul back from town. And I realized that star was never truly yours or mine. It was just a borrowed light upon a wilting pine. We light the cheap scented candle, trying hard to pretend the scent of cinnamon can bring back an absent friend. We try to make the silence sing the way it used to chime in this heavy velvet quiet of borrowed time. We unpack the worn box of tinsel and chase a ghost we can barely recall, trying to tune the frayed violin string of a December that won't answer the call. It's a lonely kind of patience when the memory won't fit the frame, and this fragile, hollow celebration just whispers your name. The calendar pages are stripped down to the wire. The only heat left here is the echo of a fire. And I know the magic wasn't the frost on the glass, it was the unspoken promise of the moments that passed. You can't rewind the ribbon back to that silent evening star. Just try to catch the faint reflection deep inside your heart. The cheap tinsel is fading, fading to gray. We put the worn box away and wait for the long, slow light of the solstice to break. Wait for the break, wait for the new year to quietly take the worn box of tinsel